Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the Module 4 of Technical Analysis Foundation, the complete professional trading course for beginners. Module 4 is all about risk management. This is an extremely critical part of professional trading. If you trade long enough, eventually you will realize that your main job as a trader is essentially to manage the risk in your trades and let the market take care of the profit part. There's two sub-modules in Module 4, which will cover two very important topics on risk management: position sizing and trade management. In this tutorial, we will go through the sub-module 4.1 and talk about how you can calculate your position size like a professional trader. If you're a beginner, you need to pay extra attention to position sizing because the number one reason for traders to blow up their trading accounts is not because they enter the trades at the wrong price, but because they have the wrong position sizing. I'm really excited about this module and sharing with you guys extremely important position sizing techniques to help your trading because I believe it can bring a tremendous value to your trading and even save some of you guys from self-destructions. Alright, let's get started. So what exactly is position sizing? Position sizing is a crucial part of a complete professional trading system that tells you how many shares or contracts to buy or sell for one single trade. Here are some of the reasons why position sizing is so important. It defines the risk or how much money you can lose from one losing trade. It can limit the risk from those larger than expected losing trades. This happens quite often in trading, especially if you trade those stocks during the earnings seasons. One small earning miss can cause like a 10% crash to your stock overnight. Position sizing can limit the risk from a series of losing trades. It can also limit the total risk from a set of highly correlated positions. And lastly, position sizing can define the total amount of risk to your trading account at any given time, which means any one time, a proper position sizing allows you to track the maximum amount of money you can lose from your entire account. Next, the focus of position sizing should always be on limiting the risk and not maximizing the profits. Without proper position sizing, it will make traders more vulnerable to the large drawdown in their account. And the recovering from large drawdowns is extremely challenging. So here, I would like to show you guys what I mean by that. In trading, one of the mathematical realities traders will face is the asymmetric ratio between drawdowns and the percentage of return needed to recover. This is what I mean. So here's the formula. For any drawdown of, for example, D%, the return needed to recover that drawdown will be D% divided by 1 minus D%. I will elaborate a little bit more. Let's look at two different scenarios. For small drawdowns, the return needed to recover is only slightly higher than D%. For example, a 5% drawdown only needs about 5.3% return to recover. However, for large drawdown, the return needed will be much larger. For example, a 20% drawdown needs 25% return to just break even. A 50% drawdown needs 100% return to recover. An effective position sizing and a risk management strategy will help traders to focus on minimizing drawdowns while at the same time accepting losses as a natural part of trading business. After entering the trades, the trader's job is essentially reduced to just one thing, which is manage the risk in the trade. So that means focusing on the downside of the trades and letting the upside to take care of itself. So it makes position sizing extremely important in the whole process, from entering the trade to getting out of the trade. Alright, so now I will share with you guys how exactly to calculate the position size for each trade. Step 1. Define your risk per trade, or some traders call it the R multiples. So the risk per trade is set as a fixed percentage of your total capital in your account at any given time. For example, if your total capital is $100,000 and you decide to risk 1% of the capital on every single trade you are going to take, then your risk per trade, the R multiple, is 1% of $100,000, which is in dollar amount $1,000. This will be your maximum amount of risk per trade. It means no matter what markets you trade or whatever the market price is, the maximum amount of money you will lose on one single trade is limited to $1,000. In other words, 1% of your total capital. The professional traders use a risk per trade to help them adjust the position size based on the current account size at any given moment. One thing you need to pay attention to is that it's not the initial account size, but the current account size. This is how it works. For example, when you make money after 3 months, your account size will grow to a bigger number, which means you are having a more total capital now. And because of the risk per trade is set as a fixed percentage of the total capital amount, so when your total capital grows, the value or the dollar amount of your risk per trade will become bigger, which means you will risk more dollar amount on one trade now, and that will make your position size to increase to a bigger size. On the other hand, when you lose money after a period of time, your account size will become smaller, so the value of your risk per trade in dollar amount will decrease, and that means you will reduce your position size. This is a very important concept to pay attention to and to remember, because most of the new traders, they do exactly the opposite. When they make money, they start trading smaller because they're scared, because they want to keep their profits, and they want to limit the loss. But whenever they lose money, they start trading really big, because they're eager to get their money back. That will be the recipe for disaster. You want to do what the professional traders do, which is strictly set a fixed percentage, the R multiples of your total account capital, and follow your rules based on your current capital. So how many percentage of total capital should be traders set for the risk per trade, the R multiple? My suggestion is anywhere between 1% to 3%. If you're risking less than 1% per trade, you're considered a more conservative trader. If you risk more than 3% of your capital on one trade, that would be considered aggressive as a beginner trader. Also, when you decide how many percentage of total amount to set as an R multiple, it's important to consider the impact of these two extreme scenarios. The first is that ask yourself, what if you have 5 consistent losing trades in a row? How will that impact your trading account? For example, if you decide your R multiple is 3%, then if you lose 5 trades in a row, that's 15% drawdown to your total account. Can you take that? Because this kind of situation will normally happen during a big market sell-off. Another scenario you should consider is that what if a huge gap down happens and you have a single loss that is 5 times more than your original risk per trade R multiple? How will that impact your trading account? Because this happens when there's some extreme news or events happening to some certain market. Alright, let's move on to step 2. Set your stop loss before entering a trade. You need a stop loss to calculate the position size because it helps you to define the risk. Without a meaningful stop loss, it will be extremely difficult to define the risk and calculate the meaningful position size. Every trading system will have to answer one question before placing a trade. The keyword is before. So before placing a trade, every trading system will have to answer one question. Where to get out of this trade if I am wrong? Many trading rules can be flexible. Every trading system can have different ways to set stop loss. However, there's one rule that can never be broken, which is always know where to get out of the trade if you are wrong before you get in this trade. It is perhaps the single most important rule in trading. In general, stop loss is more important than your entry point, and your profit target is probably the least important among these 3. Once you set up your stop loss, then we come down to the step 3. Which is to calculate your risk per share. Your risk per share will be in dollar amount. Let me explain. Risk per share is very simple to calculate. You just need to use your entry price minus your stop loss price, and you will get your risk per share in dollar amount. For example, if your entry price is $20 and you set your stop loss at $18, then your risk per share is simply calculated by $20 minus $18, which is $2. For those short selling trades, it's the same concept, but you use your stop loss to minus your entry price because your stop loss price will be higher than your entry price in the short selling positions. And the final step is finally to calculate the position size. So here's the formula. The number of shares you are going to buy is the value of your risk per trade in dollar amount divided by the risk per share in dollar amount. Alright, let's go back to the same example and do the calculation together. Let's say your total current capital is $100,000 and you decide to risk a fixed 1% of your total capital per trade as your R multiple. Your entry price is $20. You set your stop loss at $18. So how many shares should you buy in one trade in this situation? Let's do the calculation. First, you calculate the risk per trade in dollar amount. Total capital multiplied by the R multiple, which you can get $1,000. So that's the 1,000. So this $1,000 is the total risk per trade in dollar amount. Then you calculate the risk per share in dollar amount, which is your entry price minus your stop loss price, and you get $2. And finally, you can use risk per trade divided by your risk per share, and you can get your position size, which is 500 shares. And this calculation shows you that the maximum number of shares you can buy for one trade is 500 shares. Now, let's take a look at one example in real trading. So this is a daily chart of Microsoft. Let's say we enter the trade at $137.85, so that's our entry price. And then we set our stop loss at $133.85. Now let's take a look at the calculation. If our total capital is $100,000, how many shares we should buy for one trade? Step 1. Let's define what is your risk per trade. For example, if you define your risk per trade R multiple is 1% of your total capital, then the maximum dollar amount risk per trade will be $1,000. Step 2. Set the stop loss. We already set the stop loss at $133.85. Step 3. Calculate the risk per share in dollar amount. This is very simple. We use the entry price minus the stop loss price, and we will get our risk per share, which is $4. And step 4. So now we can calculate the position size, which is we use the risk per trade dollar amount divided by the risk per share dollar amount, and we get 250 shares. Once you know your position size, then you can enter your trade, which is long 250 shares of Microsoft at $137.85. And for one trade, your total equity value of this trade is around $34,000. Alright, there's one more thing I really wanted to highlight here is that there's one key difference between professional traders and the new traders is that the new traders think of their profit and loss in the terms of actual money, but the professional traders, they think of their profit and loss in the terms of R multiples. Let me explain. For example, if the trade loses $1,000, then that is considered a 1 R multiple loss. If the trade makes $2,500 in profit, for example, then it's considered as 2.5 R multiple in profits. Thinking in R multiples is a valuable trading skills or tricks because it removes emotional pressure of thinking about actual money. Whenever you think about money, it will give you stress. If you relate your profit and the losses to your real money situations, like for example, oh man, I just lost 3 months car payment or I just lost 1 month rent, it will have a really negative effect on your overall trading results because your emotions will start dominating your decision making in your trading. Professional traders are more likely to think of the money in trading as a gaming score system, and that R multiple is their unit of their gaming score system. So they think of money more like a unit, more like a points in a game rather than real money. This is a subtle but a really critical psychological technique every new trader should adopt. Alright, before we wrap up this tutorial, I would like to share with you guys one of my favorite quotes from legendary trader Ed Secoto. He said, "Whenever I place a trade, I don't think about how much money I can make. The only thing I ask myself is how much I'm allowing myself to lose on this trade." Because in trading, you cannot control if your next trade is gonna be a winning trade or losing trade. But what you can control is when it's a losing trade, how much you allow it to lose. And the only way to do that is by having an effective position sizing strategy into your trading. I mentioned this before and I'm gonna say it again. Position sizing is an extremely important part of any professional trader's trading activities. Every new trader should understand it and take it seriously before you start trading with your real money. Cool, we come to the end of this tutorial. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and most importantly, hope you guys learn something valuable to your trading. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next module. Bye for now.